this is my first YouTube video finally, and I'm gonna publish it however cringy it is. So the video is called, what is the video called? Where's my cheat sheet? I'm sorry for this unprofessional behavior. Starting a new life at 48. Yeah, so who am I and why should you follow me? You should follow me if you can relate to who I am, which is, and what interests me, which is I'm a scanner, so multi-passionate person with multiple passions that cannot hold a job for longer than a year because I get bored and I get the need for change. I just can't keep doing the same thing in the same building anymore after maximum a year. So that doesn't make it easy to make a living, but I'm still alive. But I'm planning to really get my shit together and really become financially independent. It's one of my interests is FIRE movement. What else? I'm highly sensitive person, which they say partially 50% supposedly comes from birth and 50% from trauma. So I surely had trauma, but I don't want to talk about it now. So as a highly sensitive person, I'm not so crazy about adventures. It's not so easy for me to change my life often and have all this stress. But as a high sensation seeker that I also am, I need that. I need novelty and change. So I'm pretty controversial and not easy to live in my skin. So also I'm interested in psychology, philosophy, tiny houses, van life, freedom. Freedom is my value number one. I'm interested in understanding things, in getting to truth, in crocheting and painting, and just living a free and creative life. So I spent my 30s volunteering and moving around the world, not really traveling. I stayed for a longer time, up to 6 months in one place. I mostly did hostel reception work. And then at 39, when my dorm roommate told me, "You're 39. What the hell are you still doing in a dorm, volunteering in a hostel?" And that kind of, that was mean, but it was useful because he's right. What am I doing here? So I got a job as an English teacher, which is my profession. But outside of Croatia, where there's not so many, at least they didn't used to be, native English speakers to make me feel imposter syndrome in my own profession. Here in Spain, there are many, and they make me feel inadequate. No, and it's not their fault, but all the schools, at least in Madrid, they tell you, some ads even tell you, if you're not a native speaker, please do not apply. Which I understand, because in Germany I had a German teacher who was Italian. So I wasn't so happy about having him, although he was good. I prefer the German teachers, so I can't complain about that. Anyway, even if I was a native English speaker, I would get tired of teaching English after a year. So I was teaching English last year. I got myself into long relationships in the last 7 years, which was fine. I like living with a partner. That was something new for me. I never did it until I turned 40. I really liked it, but it was a bit far from who I am because I'm not a housewife, stable, monotonous life kind of person. I'm more adventurous. I like change, learning. Maybe if my partners were more like me or more, different than what they are, or they were, it would have been different. But for now, I'm done with relationships and the stable life. And I'm back into my adventurous mode, and I'm really looking forward to my next adventure, which is gonna be, I'm gonna move to a van and move around Europe, maybe Canary Islands. And I don't have a driving license at 48 because I'm not American. We don't need it here. Although many people have it, I don't have it. I have a bicycle tattooed. I'm very much into cycling, and I'm into cities. So you don't need a car in European cities, most of them, because there are so many bicycle lanes. You don't need it. So I was very much against getting a driving license, but since I want to live in a van, and since I can't really afford buying a flat in a city, I'll have to go a bit outside. And I do want to have my organic garden and animals and horses. I realized I couldn't escape anymore the truth that I need a driving license. But I'm really excited now about starting a driving school. I'm hoping to get a license within a year. Well, I have to, otherwise I would pay much more, I think. And I'm gonna buy a van, and I will document it all on this channel. Hopefully. I don't think I'll have time to make good quality, well-edited videos, but I'll make videos just to document it for my grandchildren. By the way, I'm also talking of grandchildren. I'm child-free by choice. I couldn't find anyone to have kids with. No, I am child-free by choice, but I'm not like many people that I envied at the time who knew that from the start. They always knew they wouldn't want to have kids. I had names for my 5 kids since I was 17. I came up with the names. And I always thought that it's a normal thing to do, that I'll do it. But then it didn't. I wanted it less and less, especially as I moved around the world. I tasted freedom, and it tasted sweeter and sweeter every year. I was just less and less ready, but I also didn't have a partner I would want to have kids with, luckily, as I see it now, because at one point I would have done it. I think it's when the hormones were kicking my butt, like at about 35. But I'm just so glad I didn't. I feel like I dodged a bullet. Not because it's not something wrong with having kids. It's probably one of the best experiences in life. But so is jumping off the plane, some another thing I will never experience, because it's not for me. I'd get a heart attack, and yeah, it's not for me. It's not for everyone. So I might make a video about that, also about my HRT journey, because my estrogen dropped, and I'll make videos about van life, menopause, maybe painting, just my search for freedom in the unfree world.